Welcome to the depths of the strange, otherworldly, unknown, paranormal, and much more, where we explore theories that defy logic, reason, and will leave you questioning reality itself. In this episode, we'll discuss the mysterious and haunting theories about the Ouija board. The Ouija board, or as others call it, the spirit board, emerged during the spiritualism craze that began in the United States in the 1840s. Spiritualists believed that the spirits of the deceased could communicate with the living, and mediums became popular figures who facilitated these interactions. Over the years, the Ouija board has evolved from a tool for serious spiritual communication to a popular game and a subject of fascination in horror literature and films. It is often depicted as a gateway to the supernatural, instilling fear and curiosity about what lies beyond the grave. Despite its commercial origins and usage as a game, many people still regard the Ouija board with caution, believing it has the potential to connect with otherworldly forces. I've always had a fascination with the otherworldly and paranormal aspects of life. Years ago, I used the Ouija board at least 3 times that I can remember. I had heard and read interesting things about them, and I wanted to experience the thrill of it for myself. At the time, I had friends who were curious about trying it out also. To this day, it amazes me how these things are just sold in the game aisles in ordinary stores, which is where we ended up getting one. The first time I remember using it was around 3 a.m. at a park close to where I lived. The park had tables and benches where 3 of us decided to go and try the Ouija board out for the heck of it. We sat there and followed the rules of it to the best of our knowledge. These events were about 12 to 14 years ago, so I don't remember all the questions that were asked, but I do remember some. So I'll share those. The obvious question that was asked first was if anyone was there with us. The planche moved to yes. We then asked if it was a male, and it moved to yes again. Then we asked if he had died there, and again, it went to yes. Finally, we asked what year he died, and I don't remember the exact year, but I'm pretty sure it was sometime in the 1970 ETS. Obviously, being at a park in the middle of the night is creepy enough as it is, but it definitely got creepier as we communicated with this being. I was shocked and assumed my friends were faking it, but they swore they weren't, and I could tell they were also shocked at the experience. I'm pretty sure that was the last question we asked before saying goodbye and leaving. That was the first time I ever really experienced anything paranormal. The second time I used the Ouija board was at my friend's house. Supposedly, there's a chance a portal can be opened when using it, but my friend didn't mind being at his house anyway because he had a feeling his home was haunted. Aside from the obvious questions to ask, one of my friends made the mistake of asking if we were talking to a good spirit, and we all got terrified as the planche slowly moved to no. My friend who lived there decided we should stop playing, and so we closed the board without saying goodbye. He claims to have felt and experienced weird things in his house from that moment, but he wasn't sure if it was all in his head or not. According to the rules of the game, you have to physically move the planche to goodbye on the board to close the portal you open. If this is true, then the portal remained opened in that house. The last time I used a Ouija board was at a hotel that my friends and I had rented for the night. Just like the last 2 times, we asked questions and the planche slowly moved to the answers. Then one of us asked a question we hadn't asked before. "Do you have a message for us?" After a few seconds, it slowly started spelling out the name of the person who asked that question. We all got freaked out and decided to stop playing immediately. We said goodbye, and that was the last time I ever came in contact with a Ouija board. Those were my experiences with this mysterious item. Do I believe one of the people I played with faked it each time? Honestly, no. Do I believe we were actually speaking to the spirit it claimed to be? No. Do I believe the spirits we communicated with were being honest? No. Looking back on it, my curiosity got the best of me to play with it multiple times. I wouldn't play with it now for sure. I feel like it's a bit risky, and I'm glad none of us got affected in any way by it, at least that I know of. What I really would like to know is, how exactly does a simple board made from the same type of material a Monopoly board is made out of give us the capability to open a portal and communicate with a being not from our reality. Is it really that easy to conjure something not from this physical world? And who or what are we communicating with exactly? While some are just curious about the unknown and paranormal, many believe that the Ouija board serves as a direct link to the spirits of those who have passed away, and if they could actually have a chance to communicate with a loved one, then obviously it would be worth a try. Practitioners often report experiencing a sense of presence when using the board, leading to messages that they interpret as coming from loved ones. Some people claim to receive specific information, such as names or events, that only the deceased would know. The idea is rooted in various spiritual traditions that emphasize communication with the afterlife and the belief that spirits can remain connected to the physical world. We have to wonder if this is truly the case, or if the being is actually malevolent and can read our minds and trick us into believing it's someone we know in order to get what they want, while the portal is open. As much as I would like to think it's possible to communicate with the afterlife with the Ouija board, my gut and intuition tells me this isn't the way to go. This theory, rooted in subconscious and psychological concepts, suggests that the planchette's movements are a result of the participants' unconscious thoughts and feelings. It posits that individuals may not even realize they are influencing the board, as their hands subtly guide the planchette without their conscious intention. This could result in the board seemingly spelling out messages that reflect the participants' desires, worries, or questions, providing a form of self-reflection or insight rather than external communication. Some psychologists argue that messages received during a session may subconsciously create scenarios or responses that reflect their current emotional states or unresolved issues. For instance, if someone is dealing with grief, they might receive messages from a deceased loved one that are more about their own need for closure than actual communication with a spirit. If someone wants to experience something paranormal, then perhaps something like a poltergeist could occur. Like I always say, the mind is very powerful, and if the intention, energy, and focus are all there, then I could see this theory being possible. This theory extends the concept of communication to otherworldly entities. Proponents believe that the Ouija board may act as a gateway to beings from other dimensions or extraterrestrial sources. Some users report experiences that seem to transcend typical spirit communication, suggesting interactions with intelligences that do not conform to human understanding. This perspective often incorporates elements of science fiction and speculative metaphysics, proposing that advanced civilizations or non-human entities could be reaching out through this medium. Something similar, but not exactly the same, would be the Law of One sessions, and how a small group of people were able to channel and have communication with a being from a higher dimension. I can make a video on the Law of One if interested, so let me know. I definitely believe that there are alternate dimensions and entities of much higher consciousness around us. Humans can only see and hear a small portion of what reality truly is. We all vibrate on different frequencies, but those frequencies are just enough to give us the perception of the physical world we live in, and that means there's a vast range of frequencies that our five senses can only experience. Meaning there's a world of other beings vibrating at much higher frequencies living among us that we just can't perceive. While I believe these beings are benevolent, there's most likely also the opposite, which if given the chance, could intrude with the world we live in, but in a negative way, and perhaps using a Ouija board gives them that chance. To a religious person, the previous theory would basically be opening a portal and allowing demons through. The Vatican generally views Ouija boards with skepticism and caution, considering them to be tools that could facilitate communication with spirits or demons. The Catholic Church warns that such practices can lead to spiritual dangers and discourage engagement with the occult or supernatural phenomena outside of its teachings. Could these unknown entities try to trick the players and even try to possess them? There have been countless cases of people feeling sick, weak, acting odd, and even getting hospitalized after interacting with something from this board. These events probably inspired writers and filmmakers to create horror movies about this. Instead of questioning the spirits about how they passed on or who they were, some practitioners view the Ouija board as a tool for amplifying psychic abilities. They ask questions about the future, and there's a chance their own higher self can answer them. This theory posits that the board can help individuals connect with their intuitive selves, facilitating a deeper understanding of their own thoughts and emotions by tapping into higher levels of consciousness. Participants believe that the energy generated during the session can enhance their psychic perceptions, leading to insights or revelations that feel guided or inspired, rather than coming from an external source. There are certain psychics who do actually use a Ouija board to find answers when reading the future for someone, so this theory does make sense in a way. As a first-hand witness, I truly believe this board or game is not something I would mess around with again. It's sold alongside other board games, as if it's meant for fun, but there's really something dark about it. I believe we do in fact communicate with something, but I have no idea what it is or where it's from. Whether it's all in the mind, or we're actually opening portals and communicating with beings not from this world. Each of these theories offers a nuanced perspective on the phenomenon of Ouija boards, reflecting the interplay of belief systems, psychology, and cultural narratives in shaping human experiences with the unknown. Have any of you tried it? If so, I'd like to know your experiences, so please share. If you haven't tried it and you are considering it, then I would advise to tread lightly. That's it for this video. I'm interested to know your thoughts and theories, so feel free to share them in the comments below. I'm also open to future video ideas. If you enjoyed the video and like this type of content, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Thank you. And don't forget to keep questioning reality.